we are going to be jumping through some really helpful 10 tips for Elin. So in the character creator tab, I just want to highlight a few things. Your race super matters. If you're a fairy, you're gonna not be able to carry as much as you would if you're a regular person. And some of these feats you're seeing over here are unique. So undead, snaily, if you're a snail, there are race-specific feats. And for choosing a class, we're going to look at these domains. So those are going to be spells that are going to work well with you. And every class has slightly different ones. Something to look at is this little fire emoji next to things. And in some cases, they will be red. Let me find one. So fairy, you can see it has red next to strength and endurance. Now this is important because this is basically going to be your XP multiplier. So in this case, you can see my will has a red flame next to it. And it says potential 75. Now, that doesn't mean we can't go over 75. That's something that's a little complicated about this game. 75 is not the limit to the level we can have. It is just how fast we gain XP. The baseline is really at 100, and that'll be a normal rate of XP, right? Now, if you go down here to travel, my potential is 170. So that means we're gaining more XP than usual because we have an affinity for that skill. Now, for number 2, when you first start the game, when you first get into the game, they're gonna give you a land deed. That's gonna allow you to claim the land. Now, that's gonna allow you to do a lot of stuff like base building and gardening, but they're gonna also start charging you taxes. They do give you the option to use this. I would, if you're a beginner, go ahead and use it and learn the game that way. It's not really recommended that you go off on your own without claiming the land. You get a lot of benefits for doing so, and a lot of the progression is tied to it. Basically, by not claiming it, you can avoid taxes and go roam around and build your character up before you do a lot of the other stuff in the game. But really, like I said, a lot of the progression is tied to this thing. And for number 3, speaking of taxes, a way to defer some of those taxes so you're not having such a hard time. It can be a little tough at the beginning. What you'll want to look out for are these white flowers. So you can right click to hit collect, take you a moment. It's going to give you a white flower. You're going to be able to sell these for a pretty good amount, and those will probably hold you off for quite a while. So you can go over to the land you have, and then once you run out of those, you can go to your neighboring tiles, and they will also have some more flowers for you. All right, for number 4, we're looking at the trait section. So these are basically your unlockable skills. As you level, you'll get trait points. You can spend them here. Here's a few to look out for that are extremely beneficial. Easy Sleeper is going to basically give you more stamina when you sleep, and you have a chance to learn a recipe. The recipe is awesome, but not that important. But the stamina recovery is super important. As you get higher and a higher stamina, sleeping in a bed just won't cut it, and this is going to really help top up some of your stamina needs. Now, Dreamwaker is extremely important for anyone that is potentially a spellcaster or a hybrid. This is going to refresh some of your spells when you sleep that are aligned with your domain, the domains that are on your class. And one more quick one to look at is Model Follower. There's a lot of gods in this game that you can follow. All the benefits are extremely strong depending on your playstyle. Model Follower basically allows you to automatically pray every day no matter what. Even if you're sleeping, it'll pray. And that's going to passively level your faith, which is going to allow you to get stronger stuff from your gods. So that can be incredibly helpful. Now rolling right into number 5, and Elin, if you want to recruit somebody, you can. You can recruit almost anybody. So it can be really helpful to have a certain trader or a certain vendor at your home location. As you raise your charisma level, you can start hitting this let's talk button. And it's going to basically see if you have enough charisma to start gaining affinity with this person. At some point, they will show the food that they like or items that they like. You can give those to also increase their affinity. And if it's 75 and you have a charisma skill higher than their lowest skill, they will give you the option to take them in as a follower. For number 6, one of the really, really solid professions in this game that really doesn't require that much skill to get into is playing music. So you can find any instruments, so microphones are really great. You can hop into these with pretty low skill and you're going to be able to get them done. They are really great at producing platinum coins, as well as they help train some of your defensive skills as you take damage. Now, if you're really, really weak, say a fairy or something like that starting out, maybe wait until you get some armor, maybe wait until you get a little stronger. But if you have a little bit of health, you can use this to train your stats up. For number 7, as you're doing quests for towns, you will also get these furniture tickets. And these furniture tickets, the way you use them is you put them in your hand, you can hover over items and it'll tell you how much they'll cost. In tickets, one you want to look out for is the tax box. Tax box will allow you to pay taxes from your house very easily and not have to go all the way into town, which is super useful. So save up some tickets, get that tax box, and that'll save you a ton of time. And for number 8 is about followers. Now, you can't really see any stats of your followers, so it can be really at least confusing and / difficult to equip them appropriately. One thing you can do, and I don't have one on me here, is buy a stethoscope. Stethoscopes you can find in town, I believe from the general store, and a healer. Those will allow you to look more in depth into the stats of your teammates to see if they would wield a longsword better or a mace. So be looking out for some stethoscopes you can buy. They have limited uses, but they are very useful. In Elin, there are 4 factions you can join: the Merchants Guild, the Thieves Guild, the Fighters Guild, and the Mage Guild. They all have their own quests and all should be started early because it's things you can do along the way. Like for Fighters Guild, it's just to defeat rare monsters. The first one is right by Massilia. This is the town that you'll first pay your taxes at, and it is the Merchants Guild. The next one is Durfee. They're going to have the Thieves Guild. They are northwest from the town you found at the beginning of the game, so they're pretty easy to find right there in Durfee. The Fighters Guild is located in Port Capal. That's way north, and so you'll start seeing this beach as you head northwest. And yeah, you can go in there, sign up for that as early as you can make it here. And last but not least, this is Lumius. They're going to be housing the Mages Guild. It's a little bit northeast from where you're at. You'll see this water feature. They'll be right in the center of it. And yeah, that's all the guilds. Now, before we go on to number 10, I just want to let you know that if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, like the bell, let me know that you're enjoying it and that I'm doing the right stuff here. Number 10 is there are a lot of stats in this game. There's a lot of background stuff, a lot of stuff that people just don't even know. And the best resource that I know of for a lot of these questions that you might have is the Discord. There's a lot of helpful people on there. I mean, farming, base building, recipes, there is so much to this game. And get on that Discord, get some help, be helpful once you learn some stuff, and I think it's a great resource. So I'll see you there. Thanks, guys. Bye.